might have come from somewhere else, but this is where we found ourselves. Welcome to the local show. People you work with, people you know.
Welcome to another edition of The Local Show here on Grassroots Community Network. I'm Erik Skarvan, your host. Welcome to winter, you guys. It's full on out there. Hope you've been out enjoying it. Amazing opening weekend in Highlands last weekend. And so much fun to be had out there. I hope you're out skiing, snowshoeing, fat biking, cross-country skiing, sledding, skating. Did I forget anything? Skitching? We used to do that as kids. Let's find out if our guest of the week has ever done skitching. I want to welcome back Cathy Hall,
Erik?
solid waste manager, Pickens County Landfill.
Yes.
Do you know what skitching is, Cathy?
No, I have no idea.
So when we were kids in Wisconsin, you gotta say Wisconsin, you hold on to the bumpers of cars.
Oh, that's
Remember
skitching?
that? We call that skitching. And go down the street on the ice. You know, and ideally it's like a truck that's kind of jacked, you know, and you got, you know, you're skitching, and then of course, if they see you, you're kind of like hiding and being stealth about it and just giggling. That's
no,
skitching.
I've never done. Girls don't do things like that.
Oh, come on.
That's a boy thing.
You never did anything?
No.
Did you grow up, where did you grow up?
Ohio, Cincinnati.
Ohio, okay.
Yeah.
So like you did, just
some
like
big winners,
sledding,
yeah.
skating, like what
all
were your...
the time, yeah.
Skiing?
All the time. Skied, yeah, in Indiana. Learned to ski in Indiana.
Okay. No kidding. What was the name of the ski area?
Perfect North Slopes, yeah.
Perfect North
They
Slopes.
had an Olympic snowboarder out of there.
No kidding.
Learned to do it there, yeah.
I didn't know any
a couple
great...
Olympics ago, yeah.
Well, Lindsey Vaughn's out of Minnesota.
That's true.
And
You
now
never
there's
know.
another girl actually on the U.S. ski team, another lady who's grew up skiing Buck Hill, which was Lindsey Vaughn's home hill in Minnesota. So yeah, it's actually a
You learn to
basis.
ski on ice, so
Yeah,
that's, there
exactly. If you
go.
can ski that,
You can ski that. You
which
can
is
ski
what
that,
racers
yeah.
want anyway,
Yeah.
is the hard ice. And I joke that we had both kinds of skiing in Wisconsin, black and blue ice. And funny enough, you'd be black and blue, you know, at the end of the day, because you'd be
That is
battered.
very true. Very true.
Yes. So how's your winter been so far? Amazing for
Great,
snow,
yeah.
huh?
I've already been out on the hill a few times.
Nice.
Yeah, I love it.
You like snowmass, right? That's your favorite?
Snowmass is my go-to usually. Yeah.
So has that been your go-to so far?
Not yet. Not yet this year.
Where have you been so far this
Oh,
season?
I've been to Beaver Creek and Vail. So
Okay.
I do a mix of passes.
Okay.
So I don't leave out.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah. So.
And why would you go over to Beaver Creek and Vale? I have to ask that because it's just
you know,
a natural
I know
question.
this is. I know I'm going to catch a lot of stuff for this, but
Sorry.
I like the variety. I like to mix it up.
Okay.
So this year I got the Icon Pass and the Epic Pass. So
Okay,
there's a
so you
lot
can
of
kind
variety.
of
yeah.
And you live down valley, so you're kind of in between
Kinda in
anyway.
between, and
so geographically that
Yeah.
makes sense too. What about Sunlight? Do you ever go down to
I've
Sunlight?
never been to Sunlight yet.
That's
so.
a fun
It's a
mountain.
fun little local hill. Yeah.
That actually reminds me of growing up because you have like it's just classic cafeteria. It's casual.
Kind of like hot tub
Just
time
go
machine.
get your burger.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
It's kind of old school. It's a great little ski mountain,
Yeah.
and it's just fun to check out different mountains.
All right. Maybe this
You
year.
know?
This year I would go to Sunlight.
There you go. There you go. It's always fun to kind of have the to do, like new things to do for the season.
Yeah. Yeah.
And we're going to talk about being a little more conscious during the holidays too. Speaking of new things.
Yes.
So lots to talk about there, but you guys, I wanted to touch on some recent news because recently you had appeared in front of the BOCC. I saw that on CGTV, our sister channel, and you've got a new facility approved, correct? For
Well,
like the
yeah.
larger equipment at the landfill?
Initially, yeah. So the board's given us sort of the thumbs up and given us some budget. We're still working
Sure.
through some details, so it's not definite yet. But
It's not just a blank check.
yeah. we still have to kind of keep them updated and
Yeah.
let them decide. But yeah, we have so much large equipment and know
Yeah.
where to service it.
Right.
And it's the county has a fleet facility, but a lot of this stuff you cannot get down the road. So they have to
Right.
come out. So the goal is to have a good facility where a fleet can work and maintain the equipment. We can park it inside.
Because you have this major, like, I don't know, excavators, but bulldozers and major equipment there, like as big as you want to go.
Stuff that weighs 95,000 pounds.
Yeah,
and,
you can't just back that into the garage.
No, can't get on the
It
asphalt.
rips up the floor, and
Yeah.
and then you
So-
can't really have a dirt floor either, because that doesn't really make sense.
No, I mean, you get all
So
reinforced
it's-
concrete and everything, so
Yeah.
the stuff can go inside and be serviced and maintained.
Heavy
and-
duty.
Yeah, so it's pretty exciting.
What else has been going on, like in recent news at the Picken County Landfill, and Solid Waste Center, correct?
Yes.
It's just much more than a
that.
landfill.
Yeah. So we are putting through a new waste and recycling ordinance.
Okay.
So we haven't updated, the county has not updated that since 1991. So a
Wow.
lot has changed.
Jeez, okay.
So we're giving residents of Picken County some more options. The exciting part about it is variable rate system with the 3 different size trash cans.
Oh, cool.
So if you're a
So you've got
super
options.
recycler or super diverter, you can go with a very small trash can and pay less.
Okay.
And so it'll encourage
Nice.
people to recycle and divert more.
Right, so you could customize your recycling. Say you're just a single dude like me with a couple dogs.
Yeah.
We hardly produce any trash.
I'm the same way. It's like a bag
We don't
every
need like
couple
these
weeks.
massive, containers
No.
or anything, or massive cost.
Yeah. So
So size down and more affordable.
yes.
That's
so
very
that's
cool.
the big part of it. So
That's very cool. We've got so much to get to, Cathy, because
know.
we're going to talk about a happy, conscious holiday. Is really the name of the show. So we're going to talk a lot about that. Thanks to Cathy for being here this week. And we do want to thank Picken County Landfill and our other winter underwriters, Aspen Square, Aspen Animal Hospital, Aspen Public House, the Aspen Times, Klug Properties, and Sundog Athletics. And we're going to go to our only break of the show, guys. We'll be back in 2 minutes. We want to welcome our Facebook Live audience and YouTube audience. Thanks for joining us. We'll be right back with Cathy. We're going to talk about how to have a happy holiday, but also a conscious one, so don't go away.
Aspen Animal Hospital's partnership with Wellhaven offers our community a very friendly and professional staff featuring 5 veterinarians, a new care companion plan, wellness plans to cover your preventative care needs for the entire year, and now introducing new feline-friendly Thursdays. They also offer exotic pet care and acupuncture. For more information, call 970-925-2611 or visit aspenanimalhospital.com.
I'm so passionate about this community. I absolutely love living here and raising my family here. It gives me a lot of pride to share this with my friends and my clients and help them achieve their dreams of owning an Aspen snowmass and enjoying this incredible lifestyle.
Aspen Times, telling the stories that matter since 1881, is committed to local prep sports, arts, and entertainment coverage. They also offer The Drop-In, weekly recreational videos highlighting why we love to live in this community. The Aspen Times at local newsstands, aspentimes.com, Facebook, and Instagram.
We're not in Kansas anymore.
Hey, did you miss the turn for recycling?
I can't read the map on your cracked screen.
Celebrating another great winter season, Aspen Square Hotel is the hospitality place, featuring fireplace studio suites and larger condominiums with full hotel-style services in the center of downtown Aspen. Aspen Square is proud to support the Locals Show.
Welcome to the local show. People you work with, people you know.
Thanks for sticking with us here on the Local Show, a show just for you locals each week on Grassroots Community Network, now over 15 years of broadcasting, which is pretty amazing. So we had Klaus Obermeyer on a couple weeks ago.
He just turned 99.
Just
didn't
turned 99. I was at his birthday party yesterday. So that means when he was the young, spry age of 84.
Oh, wow.
When he started appearing on the Local Show. But that guy stopped. I think he hits the pause button at 70. It just seems to stay
good for him.
vital
Good for
and
him.
young and sharp and
Yeah.
he's living a conscious life up in Missouri Heights. He eats produce right off his land. The Italians way back when planted a lot of the orchards,
really? Up
vineyards,
there?
and fruit in the valley, up in the Missouri Heights area especially. And so eating off the land, waking up and giving thanks every day, and just living a positive, I think, outlook.
Something to it, yeah.
Is huge. And I want to talk a little bit about, some positive things. And the holidays are a fun, festive time, for family and friends and celebrating. And you guys are going to be running an ad series, kind of about being a little more conscious with some of the things attached to the holidays.
Yeah.
Can you talk about some of those items?
Yeah, so we're looking at tips to reducing waste over the holidays. So you'll see that ad running in the papers. So really, you look at it, and the national statistic is between Thanksgiving and Christmas, we generate 25% more waste. Food waste, packaging, bags, paper. So that is 1 million extra tons of waste going into American landfills every year.
Oh my God.
I mean, just at Thanksgiving.
Each week, right?
Each week, 1 million
Each
extra
week during the
tons.
holidays.
Extra.
Thanksgiving and New Year's, over 1 million tons
Yes.
of extra trash,
Yes.
extra waste. And that's a variety of things, I'd imagine.
Right.
From
Thanksgiving
packaging
alone,
type
yeah,
things.
Thanksgiving alone, they estimate we throw away 204 million pounds of turkey go wasted.
Oh my gosh, not at my house.
No.
I was like, what's up with that?
So there's just
That's
a lot of
crazy.
excess and waste in the holiday season. So we're running an ad to hopefully get into people's heads how I can reduce some of that waste.
So in the food waste, of course, we have the Scraps,
Yeah.
award-winning program for several years now.
Yeah.
And can you tell people just briefly about that who may not be aware of Scraps?
It's a local food waste compost program. So as many people know, we have a large-scale compost operation at the landfill. And so we'll give you a bucket. It's through a state of Colorado grant. You can get a bucket. You can get a countertop in.
That's what I have, the countertop.
And the material comes to your local landfill and gets composted. And then that turkey you didn't eat, if you had some, goes back into the soil the next year. So you
Which
grow
you could go
plants.
buy and actually
Yeah.
plant your turkey.
Plant your turkey, plant
Into
your
the
green
garden.
beans for your green bean casserole.
It all goes full cycle.
Yeah, and food waste, again, is 17% of the waste that's going into the landfills. So,
Oh my gosh.
yeah, that's the big part. So.
But how much has been diverted? Like, can you put a statistic on recent years? Because, I mean, all of a sudden it went from 0 to, tons, and then, years go
Yeah.
on.
From 2016 to 2017, we doubled the amount of food waste collected.
Incredible.
So we had about 500 tons of food waste collected in 2016. In 2017, we were just over 1,000 tons.
Unbelievable.
We still got a long way to go. There's still probably 4,000 tons still going in, but it's making a difference.
So how can people get involved in Scraps?
Well, give us a call at the landfill, City of Aspen, the Environmental Health Department. Come get a free bucket. You can bring it to the landfill and drop it for free. Or you can there's curbside services that'll come to your house and pick it up.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I know, like, in our condo association, we've got a big bin. It's like a big green bin that we can all
Bear-proof, yeah.
use,
So-
which is great. Like, some associations might not have that, but maybe people could kind of approach their HOA boards and say, hey, let's get one of
Yeah.
these.
Yeah.
And then that's
There
an
are a
easy
lot
way.
that have, and it's continuing to grow. So,
That is cool.
yeah.
But also during the holidays, I like to call it lights, packaging, let's take action.
Yes.
Lights, packaging, action.
Right.
Because we've got all these holiday lights, and a lot of people have kind of replaced, in this area, have been conscious to replace with LED and more efficient lighting. But let's talk about the holiday lighting.
Well, don't throw them away. Right now at the Rio Grande Recycling Center in Aspen, there's a bin there that you can put your old lights in, and we'll recycle them.
Oh, sweet. I didn't know about that.
Yeah, and you can bring them up to the landfill, and we'll also recycle your lights. It's got a lot of valuable copper. And stuff in it,
Okay.
so we'll get it into metal recycling. And
Very nice.
yeah.
And then if people are buying the new lighting systems, what should they look for?
The LED.
LED,
is
right?
what
Yeah.
everybody. It's more energy
That's
efficient.
standard.
So yeah.
Okay, so go with the LED lights. What about the Christmas tree buying? Because people have all these, they have family traditions where they go cut one down, or maybe they get like an artificial one, or what's the most environmentally friendly way to go? Because for me, honestly, I can't just go, I don't want to go kill a tree.
No.
Why would I do that? I love trees, but I understand how people do that with their family. What do you think about that?
Well, there's a big debate on the artificial versus the fresh cut. Really, the optimal thing is if you buy a live tree that's still with the plant ball,
Right, potted.
and then you can replant it.
Okay, that sounds cool.
I don't have anywhere to replant it, so I go with the cut tree.
Yeah.
And the debate is, artificial or a cut tree. Actually, they recommend a cut tree, a fresh cut tree,
Okay.
because it can be composted after you're done. It can be composted, and again,
Good point.
we'll take that at the landfill till mid-February for free after you're done, or Rio Grande Recycling Center will have a Christmas tree drop. And there's a number up and down the valley that you can drop your Christmas tree off.
Because imagine the artificial trees are mostly like plastic type materials,
the
right?
carbon footprint,
that's not,
the plastic, the petroleum, the energy it goes into shipping them and getting them around, the materials used. And then once that plastic artificial tree is done, the average life of an artificial tree is 6 years, goes to the landfill.
Exactly,
Where
more
a
landfill
fresh
material.
cut tree gets composted and reused.
Yeah, let's not trim the plastic tree
Yeah.
with the family this year.
Yeah. So yeah.
Okay. What are some other ideas, or what can people, in terms of just, and we talked a little bit about this in the past, but just purchasing decisions, just in general, whether it's gifts or packaging. What do you think about those kinds of choices?
Wrapping paper is the big one.
That's a big one.
I think 50% of all paper used in the U.S., according to the statistics, is used on wrapping.
No kidding.
It's like
total per year.
50,000 trees go into Christmas wrapping paper.
Oh my gosh.
I think something like that.
Can you get compostable or biodegradable?
Well, the typical wrapping paper you see, that glossy stuff, is a
Yeah.
low-grade paper. It's not recyclable. It's not
Okay.
even compostable.
Oh.
So this year, what I am wrapping my presents in, I bought craft paper, that brown, thick
Okay.
that can be recycled and then composted.
Have you ever used newspapers? I've used newspapers before.
Well,
like
use
the comment
comics.
section is pretty
Yeah.
colorful.
Or around here,
My mom
all of
used to
us
do that.
hikers, you have
Yeah.
the old maps, wrap it in a old map.
Yeah.
Or a reusable gift bag or something, a scarf or something you're going to give them.
Well, and I saw that idea about reducing ribbon or reusing ribbon, or reducing the use of it, altogether. But reusing, and I'm one of those, kind of frugal Midwesterners who saves my ribbon sometimes.
That's
Or
fine.
you could substitute, right? Use something else.
I bought for my packaging this year the string with like a colored thread through it.
Okay.
It's cotton. It's compostable.
Okay.
So yeah, and it looks kind of rustic, the brown paper and the string.
Right.
Yeah, so
It's looking kind of
don't use
like
ribbon at
old fashioned,
all.
like an old fashioned Christmas kind of.
right.
Old fashioned conscious Christmas.
Yeah. And the statistics too, if we use just 2 feet less ribbon, everybody just use 2 feet less ribbon, that would save enough ribbon that could wrap around the earth once, tie a bow around the earth.
Oh my
8,000 miles of ribbon.
Oh my gosh.
So just maybe not seem like a lot for the individual, but if we all did it, it saves a lot.
It really adds up.
Yeah.
Let's talk about these other top 10, we call them 10 crazy facts about holiday waste. What are some other things that are kind of crazy that
what was else was
we
on
might
that?
not?
Yeah, it's
Well, here's one that
cards.
we talked about briefly before
Yeah.
the show. 70% of people surveyed in the United States don't really care that much about getting a gift or buying a lot of stuff. And yet we somehow keep buying all this stuff and create 1 million extra tons of waste per week during the holidays. So what's up with that? So check in with your family and your friends and really say, hey, do you guys really want,
Go
what
with
what could
that,
you use, or what?
Right. So, like, we were talking, my dad asked me, what do you want for Christmas? And I said, you know what? I don't need anything, but I love to travel. So, an experience, a travel gift card, an airline gift card of some sort, give the experience. I think is
Right.
much more valuable to many of us who don't need more stuff in our lives. So,
Right.
Yeah.
Especially those of us in the valley living in 400, 500, 600 square feet. We might not even be able to fit any more stuff.
right.
So the experiences, which is really what we're here for, in the
yeah.
Roaring Fork Valley. It's
Yeah.
it's about a lifestyle and experiencing things. So maybe get someone, an adventure gift certificate, or a ski pass even.
Yeah.
Or,
a
there's
good
so many
restaurant
ideas.
you wouldn't go to. Yeah,
Right.
just something.
Right,
I,
right.
I think most people would find that more valuable.
Right.
Yeah.
And just I guess just cut down buying in general. Like, we don't need to be, like every single family member gets 2 or 3 things or whatever. Again, I think just generally buying less, throughout the year, right?
Yeah, I think you have a happier, more simple existence.
Yeah, well, there was this movie, The Minimalists, showing on Netflix right now. You
quite
saw
inspiring,
that. We both
yes.
saw that. And talk about that a little bit. Living a more minimal, and it kind of involves the tiny house, trend. And can you speak to that?
Yeah, really having just what you need. in that show, and they were pretty extreme. I don't know if I could go that route, but
You couldn't have just 4 shirts.
right.
Total in the closet.
Yeah, I don't know. And then just, downsizing, I thought one of the things was 33 pieces of clothing. You can really get by with 33 pieces of clothing.
Isn't amazing?
And people were on there like, yeah, I did it. I didn't think I could, but I did it. And the size of the houses, they did a thing on there, the movie. We only live in a small section of our house, but we have this, and we fill it with stuff.
Right, like they did like an infrared or something, like scan of what you actually use.
Move through, and it was just like 10% of your house you actually live in and use. So,
and of course, the other part of that is all the expense and time that it takes to maintain these big spaces. So the big mortgage, the maintenance every weekend,
Heating,
and then all of a sudden you
cooling,
have less time for life's experiences because it kind of saddles you, right?
Yeah.
There's a stress. And that's what these guys talked about. They're like, yeah, we got out of college, we got these great jobs, we have this stuff, but we're still not happy.
no.
And that's really kind of was the basis of
It's
that
a
movie.
fleeting instant gratification,
Right.
and then you move on to the next thing. It was a really good movie. I liked
Yeah,
it.
the Minimalists, I think.
Something like that.
Something like that.
Yeah, something. You search on Netflix, it'll be there.
So what's the other thing that I noticed too is like walking through my neighborhood is people are just like putting TV sets out. like they can just like someone's gonna come get these. Let's talk about e-waste and what's the proper way to dispose of that.
Well, after Christmas, those first few weeks in January, we start seeing all the fairly new flat screens rolling in because they got the bigger, better version. So in the state of Colorado, you cannot throw an electronic item out. It's against the law.
Right.
So we offer at the Solid Waste Center a year-round e-waste recycling. For a nominal fee, it does cost a lot we send it to Denver, but we get it recycled, and keeps
Process it
hazardous
properly.
waste out of the landfill because it has hazardous components to it. So
Right.
there's
That's
a
the
valid
thing.
reason.
They have there's certain materials in those electronics that are what is it like fluorocarbons or something
and
like that.
heavy metals. There's
Have
mercury.
all kinds of
There's
stuff.
lead. There's all sorts of things. So
Right.
cannot
But
go.
the cool thing is I've dropped several things off. County residents have a credit each year that you can use.
$100
It's
credit,
$100 a
yeah,
year,
So
and it only costs like $15 or $20 for a small electronic item.
the typical TV is $15.
Right. So it's the cost is really just driving out to the landfill and dropping it off.
Yeah.
It's not like an
and
out of
Aspen
pocket.
will occasionally do an e-waste collection event too.
Right.
Once or twice a year. So yeah,
Right.
we make it really easy for you.
So that's a cool. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
a proper way to don't just put it out there, and it's actually against the law to do it
Correct.
that way, and it's not
Correct.
good for the environment.
No, it's bad. And we can recycle it. It can get recycled.
So one thing I was really interested in is almost 60% of the material coming into the landfill is construction related, like the entire Sky Hotel. It didn't go into the sky; it went into the land.
It's buried in the landfill right now.
And
so, yeah.
and we were talking something about like the idea of Boulder had, and we kind of have our little drop and swap and some areas where we can reuse things and repurpose things. But has there been more conversation about having, where construction companies could literally drop things like windows, doors, whatever it is, appliances, and locals could come buy those for a reasonable cost?
Yeah, with the new operation and maintenance building, we're hoping to get built.
That could be
We
part
have
of it.
a warehouse building up there right now that we sort of use as a quasi storage and fleet.
Okay,
The thought is we transfer into that building a drop and swap,
nice.
and being that the building's already there, there's no cost. I imagine we can be able to keep it as the drop and swap is a free trade.
That would
Take
be
something
cool.
for no cost. So
that
the
could
end
be
goal.
one section of that building, and then again, instead of just throwing in, and I mean we've seen new buildings raised, where new homes have been built in Aspen, literally torn down, so some other guy can build another house. That happened just a few years ago with a $27 million home that was talked about in the Aspen Times. I was like, oh my gosh, where's all that stuff going? And can we reutilize a lot of these things? Because it's nice stuff too.
Oh,
a lot
yeah,
of times.
it's not shabby usually.
Right, it is Aspen.
They don't build cheap.
right. So, Cathy, speaking of, we're almost getting down to we are down to our last minute. Completely compostable packaging. Yes. because it's about a conscious happy holidays.
Exactly.
So I've got some
Awesome.
conscious happy cookies. So check this out. Both the paper bag and the Ziploc
Compostable.
filled with my organic cookies I baked you.
That is phenomenal.
These are single use, those cookies.
Will never get used.
But the wrapping is all conscious. So did you have fun on the show today?
I did, always do.
Thank you for joining me.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Yes.
and you can, decide how you want to utilize those.
I try and share them, but it never happens that way.
Might not make it back to work.
Yeah, hopefully they're not watching. So,
So, Cathy, thank you so
Thank
much
you.
for joining us. Happy holidays to you. And
You
thank you
too.
guys for joining us this week on The Local Show. Aspen Public House is a modern gastro pub located in the historic Wheeler Opera House building in the heart of downtown Aspen, serving breakfast, lunch, après-ski, dinner, and late night 7 days a week, 8 a.m. to late.
Aspen Animal Hospital's partnership with Wellhaven offers our community a very friendly and professional staff featuring 5 veterinarians, a new care companion plan, wellness plans to cover your preventative care needs for the entire year, and now introducing new feline-friendly Thursdays. They also offer exotic pet care and acupuncture. For more information, call 970-925-2611 or visit aspenanimalhospital.com.
I'm so passionate about this community. I absolutely love living here and raising my family here. It gives me a lot of pride to share this with my friends and my clients and help them achieve their dreams of owning an Aspen snowmass and enjoying this incredible lifestyle.
Aspen Times, telling the stories that matter since 1881, is committed to local prep sports, arts, and entertainment coverage. They also offer the drop-in weekly recreational videos highlighting why we love to live in this community. The Aspen Times at local newsstands, aspentimes.com, Facebook, and Instagram.
We're not in Kansas anymore.
Hey, did you miss the turn for recycling?
I can't read the map on your cracked screen.
Sundog Athletics is your opportunity to experience one-of-a-kind guided adventures and gain new skills to experience the thrills of snowshoeing, fat biking, canoeing, mountain and road biking. They can be reached at 970-925-1069. Fresh updates at Sundog Athletics on Facebook or sundogathletics.com.
Welcome to